Hello, this is Brian Resney, President of Resney Wealth Management. I'm bringing an important update about the economy and the investment market so you can better understand what we're doing and also what we see in the world economy. I believe as we continue to get through, obviously Labor Day is over. We're in the kind of the middle of September now. Retail sales came out this morning, basically flat. And so essentially what you're seeing is the consumer, which drives the U.S. economy. 70% of our GDP is the consumer, continues to be flat. So we're really seeing no uptick in real demand. And as I've made a comment before, not only in my radio show, but these updates, it's really the demand that's going to really grow jobs. And without demand, there's not going to be new jobs. Companies don't need to hire if there's not demand. We've got a structural problem in the U.S., meaning debt for 30 years that was overbuilt, overspent. Consumers are on the same boat. I think many people that I've interviewed, not only in our office, potential new clients, people on the radio show and so forth, many people have really overspent over decades. And I think what you're finding now is people are starting to retrench a little bit. They're spending less, they're trying to save more, they're trying to preserve their capital. And I think that's going to be a long-term shift in the U.S. economy, and eventually you're going to see the same type of shift throughout the world. I think ultimately that does help stabilize the world economy and the U.S. long term. Now long term to me is I think we've got 5 to 10 more years of a very subdued U.S. economy at best. And I believe when you see retail sales that are flat, especially coming off the kind of recession that we had a few years back, it tells you something. I think our government needs to get their fiscal house in order. I look at Europe right now as really the biggest risk to our economy and the world economy. There's many countries in as bad a shape as the U.S. They're smaller countries, smaller economy, but still you take 1, 2, 3 of those and you throw them into the mix. And if, as an example, Greece was default, it would have an impact on the U.S. economy. Of course, if Greece defaults, you could have then at that point Italy, Portugal, Spain. You could have other countries that are much larger than Greece, and that would have an impact. Our market trend indicators have told us to raise some cash, which we did. We hold a fairly sizable position in gold currently. We have a very large position in various bonds based upon client portfolio makeup, and of course our cash position, as I made a comment. We will raise more cash if we need to, and our trends and our relative strength indicators dictate we need to do so. We do not want to go through a credit crisis like we saw in 2008. We want to protect as much principal as possible. So we will follow a strategy. We're going to follow risk management that's built in every one of our client portfolios. We're going to do what we feel is appropriate, and we will do what's right for you, the client. If you do have questions about your portfolio, as we always tell you, make sure you do call us and discuss anything you may have. If you have a friend or a neighbor, a business acquaintance that would like to talk to our firm about managing their wealth, we always appreciate referrals. I talked a little bit earlier about Europe, and that really is really the big problem that I see and the biggest risk to the world economy. Now, maybe, if we're really lucky, Europe officials will really come through with a master plan and do what's right. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe it will. And if that does happen, we will see reverse trends in this economy, and we actually could see a little tick up, which would push us to invest some of our cash position. But for now, we're going to stay more conservative until we get some signs and signals in our relative strength and in our market trend that tell us to do otherwise. And again, if you have questions about your portfolio, make sure you do call our firm. We want to speak to you, keep you at ease, and as always, we are on the job. But think of us if you do have a friend who's looking for an advisor, a money manager to help manage their money. Until Sunday's show, make sure you have yourself an extremely profitable day.